Pixlr Editor is a free digital imaging website that's great for using on Chromebooks. The website for Pixlr Editor is pixlr.com/editor. Today I'm going to show you some information about digital imaging file types that are necessary to know in order to use Pixlr Editor. We're going to talk about removing a background from an image, and we're going to talk about merging and layering images. These are all skills that you will need to know as an 8th grader for our Pixlr assignment. The first thing we need to discuss is the different types of files, because Pixlr and this digital imaging project will deal with 3 different types of digital imaging files. And if you don't know the difference between the 3, you will have a very hard, frustrating time with this. First of all is a JPEG, .jpg. It's a very common image file type. You'll see it all over the place. Most of the time when you save an image from online or get something from a friend, it will be a JPEG file. The problem with JPEG files is that they do not have transparent backgrounds. If it looks like it's transparent or you're guessing it will be transparent, what's going to happen is you're going to have that white square behind your picture, which is kind of annoying, and students ask me all the time, how do I get rid of that white square? A PNG file is the type of image file that can have a transparent background. It's that lovely file that when you save it from the internet and overlay it on your Google Slides, it doesn't have that white square around it. It actually is has a see-through background and you can lay it over other things. Well, you can actually make those types of files yourself, but you cannot save them as JPEGs because JPEGs don't have that possibility, but PNG files do. So it's always very important to save your file as a .png file when you want the background to be transparent. And our third type of file is specific to Pixlr. It's .pxd. It is a file type that only opens in Pixlr, and it is a Pixlr project file. So if you're working with digital images and you know that you might need to come back to it later to work on it in Pixlr, it's very important that you save that file type as .pxd, because that image file will retain the layers that you are working with and will enable you to go back and edit an image. If you don't save your image as .pxd, you will have to open it from another file type and probably start over again, or at least definitely lose some of the work that you've already done. So it's very frustrating, and it's important to make sure that you know the difference between those 3 so that you're saving your finished files as .png and your working files while you're in progress as .pxd. So we've gone over our digital image file types. Now let's talk about removing a background from an image and merging and layering images together. We'll need to start by heading over to pixlr.com/editor. All right, students will ask me all the time, Mrs. Leban, I got this picture from online. It has a white background. How do I get rid of it? I need to make this clear. I need to make this see-through. I need to erase this background so I can use it on top of another picture. Well, on a Chromebook, the easiest way to achieve this is with Pixlr Editor. So Pixlr Editor is pixlr.com/editor. You would take your image already saved somewhere on your machine, open the image from your computer. In this case, my eyeglasses.jpg. A JPEG file is not transparent, which is why it's always white. I would use my magic wand tool to select areas and delete them. However, I first need to go to the layers, double-click to unlock my layer, then I can select them and delete the area. Now, this checkerboard pattern is the indicator of transparency in digital images. So, if you have these transparent, pattern in the background, you know that this is a transparent or clear section of the photo. Now, I will go and save this as a PNG file, because JPEGs cannot be transparent. PNG file. Click OK. And then pay attention to where you save it, in this case eyeglasses.png, so that you can open up your file and use it in other places. All right, now you have a picture that you wiped out the background of, and you need to learn how to layer these pictures together. So we're going to do a quick exercise where we're going to take a selfie and we're going to overlay our picture that we've removed a background from. So you want to pick something that's some kind of accessory, in this case eyeglasses, but you could do a hat or facial hair, a cartoon cup of coffee, or a funny bow tie, or anything like that sort would be just fine for this exercise. I'm going to go into File, Open Image, and I'm going to open up this selfie that I've saved because I just took this and I am working at home in my PJs. So looking good in the evening. I want to take these glasses and make myself look even more snazzy. So I've got my selfie open in one window, my eyeglasses open in another window. I need to somehow get this over into this. Dragging it didn't help. Let's try that again. One thing you can do is select all. I can copy, click onto my other picture, and paste. There's some glasses. Real tiny, they show up as another layer, but they're there. There's some things I can do with it then too, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's try another way. Deselect all. Say I have my selfie open here. I can do File, nope, Layer. Open Image as Layer. This time, I'm going to select my PNG file of my eyeglasses, and they're going to show up as a layer in my picture right there. So both ways, select all, copy, paste, or open image as layer, both work. However, no, we'll just work with this. However, these glasses are kind of small now. I could go with it because it's kind of humorous, or I can adjust the sizes a little bit. That requires this fancy tool that is Free Transform. You will find this under Edit, Free Transform. That gives me little anchor points in the corner that I can go ahead and I can move my glasses around, make them bigger, smaller, all kinds of snazzy. I can rotate them and make them wacky and sideways and whatever I want to do. When I'm done, yes, I applied the changes. Now I can go in and save this picture as whatever I want. If I am still working with this picture because I want to add other accessories later, I will save my file as a PXD, which we learned in section number 1. PXD is your layered Pixlr image. I can come back to this later, selfie PXD, and work on this image with 2 different layers. Now, maybe I am actually done. I don't need to save it as a PXD. PXD only opens in Pixlr. If I send it to someone and say, look at this funny picture, they're not going to be able to open it from PXD. They're going to say, what the heck kind of file is that? So I'm going to save this as a JPEG. I can save this as a JPEG. I'm not concerned about transparency or anything. And go ahead and click OK. Save my selfie as a JPEG. Except I already have a selfie, so I'm going to call this selfie2. Save. Now I have an awesome selfie picture that I can send to my friends or use as a very beautiful avatar or whatever other needs I might have for a picture such as this.